2 months ago, I made the worst inventory purchase decision that I have ever made in my Amazon FBA business. And in today's video, I'm going to share everything that I learned from it. And we are going to look at the listing and at the keeper graph. And we are going to see if it is something that we could have avoided. In my defense, there was some sort of black swan event. So I'm a little bit exaggerating when I say black swan event, but there was something that was not that predictable that I could have anticipated a little bit, that actually could have, and this is stuff that you learn with experience, but that is quite hard to predict. To be 100% honest. So we are going to look at the listing, we are going to look at the keeper graph, and I'm going to tell you everything that I learned about it and how you could potentially avoid stuff like that, or if it is actually possible to avoid stuff like that from happening when you actually buy inventory, okay? I spent close to $10,000, maybe a little bit more than that, I'm not even sure anymore, on that specific listing, okay? And to tell you everything about it, it's Air Force One, okay? Nike's Air Force One that I was able to get at 40% off, 30 or 40% off, okay? That sell for a little premium on Amazon, and that have been selling for a little premium on Amazon since they have been selling on Amazon, okay? So we are going to look at the listing, all that stuff. Before we do, there's a link in the description if you want to apply to get in the next mentorship program group that I'm going to start next month, okay? If you want to join it, now you need to go through a small call where I'm going to qualify you to see me or someone of my team. I'm not going to take all the calls for the application for the program, but you need to be on a call, 15-minute calls. You have a few questions to answer. There's a link for that in the description, okay? If you need one-on-one coaching, there's another link. We have a Discord server, other link, and I also have a free sourcing guide that is 100% free. Link in the description, free ebook that will put you on game when it comes to sourcing. I'm sorry for all the noise. So yeah, let's just move to let's just get into the computer. Let me show you that listing. So yes, of course, I blurred everything because I'm not gonna give you too much about it. But if you really wanted to look for it, you could do it easily. It's not too complicated. Yeah. So, by the way, I'm not going to tell you the whole loop on how to actually get those shoes, because it's a loop that I'm going to exploit potentially in the future as well with other listings, not this one, that I'm actually using for other products that I've been selling. So yeah, I'm not going to give you the loop. You need to figure out your own loops. But as you can see, something went really, really wrong with this listing, and the price went down. So I bought in pretty much at that point. This is the data that I had available whenever I bought it, and it's like 30-40% return on investment, okay, if I'm not mistaken. My target price was to sell it like anywhere in between $110 to $120, and that was actually a good selling price, and that was actually profitable at that price, and I was super happy with it. What you will notice is that the sales rank was like sub 10,000 for a long time, and this is actually what went wrong with this listing, and this is why I'm telling you that there's stuff that you cannot avoid when it comes to, there's stuff that you cannot predict, and that will happen. So, what happened exactly? We saw it happening in the past right there, but you will not have to, you will not need to look at the sales rank to understand what happened, but it's more important to look at the number of reviews to understand what happened. So, there's a lot of variation. As you can see, all the variations are right there, and all the sizes are right there, okay? Because it's a shoe, all colorways of that shoe, a lot of colorways, not all, of that shoe are actually on that listing. And basically, what happened is that, and I talked a little bit about it in previous videos, but what happened is that every single variation, so you know, on variation listings for shoes, you have variations for the colorways and variation for the size, okay? So what happened exactly is that every single variation, okay, got splitted from the main listing, and there was a new listing for every single size and colorway, okay? So for example, if you want to sell the green size, okay, if you were selling the green color, in size 11, you would have a specific listing for this shoe, for the Nike Air Force One in green, size 11, okay? There would have no variation that this thing. So for whatever reason, all the variation got split for a couple of colorways, and what happened is that because of that, the sales rank went way up. So it was selling because By the way, here's the truth. I was expecting to sell this in 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, I bought like $10,000 of inventory. It was supposed to sell in 2 to 3 weeks. Worst case scenario, 4 weeks, and it was, it was Q4, so it was supposed to be selling even faster. Okay, what happens at this point right here is that you can see it actually happened once in the past, right? You can see the review going from 4,658 down to 154. So it happened, and you see the sales rank spiking up at that time, but it did not last that long. Actually, a few listings got re-added, a few more got re-added right there, and it took like, let me see, it took like from June 29 to August 20, so like, yeah, 2 months for this stuff to actually go back to normal, and for this to stuff below 10,000, a little bit above, but like still decently low. It took a little while to actually go back to that point. No. What you will notice is that whenever it happened right here, what happened is that because of the slowdown, like I think I started selling. It was selling good for like 1 day, 2 day when I got on the listing, and then after that, like the sales just stopped, because you can see it with the the reviews going up, and like the reviews going down right there, and the sales rank shooting up. Like the sales stopped completely, right? And so what started happening is that because there was no sale anymore, look at the review count. Oh, it went from 38, which is fine. It's still selling, a listing selling super fast. It's a popular variation. It's selling fast, but it stopped selling, and the review count went up like not the review count, the seller count went up like crazy, because there was like it built such a backlog of, because it was not selling anymore because of the bug. It built such a backlog of sellers, because people were not going out of stock, because nobody was selling, because it's just stopped selling, right? And so because of that, the price did not tank directly, because everybody was expecting stuff to go back to normal. And it got back to normal a tiny bit. I mean, not back to the point where it was before, because as we can see, the review count was at 4,000 before that, but we saw it going up and down. So there were some issues with the listing. So this is why I've been saying that maybe I could have avoided this mistake if I saw that, and I would have told myself to maybe not go as deep in this specific variation, because stuff happened with this listing in the past. Maybe stuff can happen and stuff can bug, but like even if it happened in the past, it did not have a big effect. It looked like, it happened right here, but the sales rank was decent, and it was still selling good because the new offer count was slowly trending down, right? At this point, it happened a little bit in October, but like things went back to normal pretty fast, and then that happened, and we started losing a lot of money. So I was able to sell quite a few at break-even. I had to sell some at a loss, but I could potentially have prevented this. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Should I have been able to prevent that? In my opinion, this is something that is, yeah, you could, like, in retrospect. No, of course it's easier to say it, but you could have decided to be more conservative with the amount of inventory that you wanted to go in. When you saw that stuff like that happened in the past. And this is definitely something that I will now take into consideration when I actually buy shoes, because this can fuck you up big time. The truth is that I could have set it on my inventory for a little while longer. But because when you look at past data, when it happened in the past, it took like 3 months to actually go back to normal. No, the thing is that because of this, I did not expect to pay a ton of storage fees on those. The thing is that during Q4, okay, now they changed things, and there's a peak period where the storage fee goes up like crazy, right? And because of that, the storage fees goes up like crazy. I paid a lot of storage fees, which is eating a lot on my profit, right? So I'd rather, and this is a big lesson for you guys, I'd rather just, instead of sitting and paying more storage fees and not being sure that, like, not knowing if the price is going to bounce back up, how long it is going to take to bounce back up, because if you want the price to bounce back up, you're going to need to wait a little while for a lot of guys to actually start selling, right? So it's a little bit of a difficult situation. I'd rather just, because it's selling fast right now. It's starting to sell fast again, right? Because before I actually sold out, I was selling like quite a few a day. Okay, at least on a slow day, 2 to 3 a day, right? So 2 to 3 pairs. So I could have waited a little bit longer, but like I already paid a lot in storage fee, and I'd rather get my money back and roll the dice again, instead of actually keep paying storage fees and waiting for maybe the price to go down way lower for a little while. I need my money to go back into the business and being able to invest that money into inventory. So thank God that this is not a huge loss for me in proportion to what my business is actually doing. You know, it's not catastrophic. But this is a big reason why, if you are a beginner, you should actually go wide instead of going deep, even if all the data is telling you to go deep. Because stuff like this that is out of your control, that you could potentially have prevented, but that is pretty hard to prevent, could happen, you know, and even the chance of this happening is maybe like 5%. Okay, the risk of that happening is like there's a 5% chance of that happening. So, but if it happens to you, like it's still like if it happens to you, you can fuck up your whole business for a couple of months if you're a beginner. Okay, because if you only have $10,000 to invest in inventory, and this is the money with which you start your business, it is going to fuck you over. Okay, it's going to set you back big time. Okay, and really big time, because you're gonna need to recoup your money, and maybe you're not gonna recoup if you are not as aggressive as me with your liquidation strategy. You may not recoup, like because I don't think I would need to check. Maybe I broke even at the end because I sold some at profit, and I sold some at break even, and I sold some at a loss, but you know, maybe you will not even recoup your full $10,000 if you do it this way. Okay, maybe you'll recoup $7,000. Okay, and $7,000 is big, but let's say you just recoup $9,000. Okay, so now you have you had to wait like 2-3 months to actually get your money back, and you have less money than what you started with. Okay, so it's gonna take you, if you want to flip your money, if you want to flip your $9,000, it's actually going to take you a little bit more time to reach back to the point where you were, and then actually be able to finally start growing your money, right? So it's going to set you up big time if you have a lot of inventory into that. Now, if you go wide, and this is why I encourage people when they start to do 5 leads a day and to do the target list daily, to do all that stuff daily, because this is the first step. You need a lot of leads to go wide and to start spending a lot of money. When you actually start to ramp up your money, and this is what I tell people, and this is what I help people with in the group mentorship. If you want to start spending more money, you need to find more leads, because you want to go wide. You've never been deep. You haven't tried a lot of leads yet. You do not know what works or what doesn't work. Go wide. Start learning. Experience with a lot of, like, do not go super focused in a niche. Go wide, try a lot of things so you can spend your money. Instead of, you are spending $2,000 a month in the shoe category. Okay, keep spending $2,000 a month in the shoe category. And if you want to ramp up your spending to $10,000, try to spend $2,000 in beauty, $2,000 in, I don't know, in clothing, sports jersey. Try different things. And then you can expand your business. You do not necessarily have to ramp up your spending in the only thing that you are currently doing. Keep learning about a lot of stuff. Go wide. And whenever you've tried a lot of things, start going deep, but do not try to optimize your business to make it easy at the beginning. It's not the point. At the beginning, you need to learn. Okay, you start something new, you learn. If you have $10,000, or if you have only $10,000 to invest, you invest it into an ASIN, and it starts tanking for whatever reason. Because even if you do everything perfectly, things can go wrong with an ASIN. Okay, nothing you can do about it except wait for it to actually go back up and sell, if it ever go back up. Because yes, this ASIN is going to go back up for sure, because the price is sustainable. The price at which it was selling is actually sustainable, right? So if you're a beginner, you may make mistakes where your price tanked, but the reason is because the price was not sustainable, and at that point you're really fucked. Okay, so yeah, do not make that mistake. Keep in mind what I just said about listing splitting, and you could potentially figure out that it happened with the review count that dropped in the past, such as here around December, around January 1st, 2023, it happened, and it looks like it's always at the same time of the year. Yeah, it's always around January that this bullshit happens. So keep that in mind. And yeah, follow me on social, by the way. this way. If you want to stay updated with whatever I do, I post a lot on Instagram. Not a lot about Amazon yet, but about what I do in general. Okay, so if you want more, go on Instagram, do all that stuff. I'll see you tomorrow for a new video. Thank you for watching. And by the way, watch these videos if you want to keep learning about selling on Amazon. Thank you for watching.